I'm Hector Garcia, and in 2012, I started an advertising agency in my daughter's pink bedroom and with $750. Today, that agency is worth over $10 million. It took a lot of pain, plenty of failure, and a lot of hustle. Running a business isn't easy, but today I want to share with you what you usually don't see beyond the hustle. It is Beyond the Hustle. It is episode number 8. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Hector Garcia, and if you haven't subscribed or followed, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Today, I am honored to have an incredible person who's built a brand and personality that's not just on the air, but somebody that I highly look up to. Someone that's came from the bottom, started with nothing, and worked her way to the top. Today, I am joined by Erica Contreras with 93Q Country. She is one of the top personalities, if not the top personalities, here in the Houston market. Erica, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. My husband's going to love you, by the way, because you said Erica Contreras. I'm known as Erica Rico.
Yeah.
I've been that name in Houston for a long time. That was my name. It's not anymore. My husband hates when I get called that.
Sure.
Like, that's not her name, especially when he gets called Mr. Rico. It's not a good time.
Sure. No, we could.
I appreciate that. Thank you for saying my real name.
No, absolutely. You know, the purpose of this podcast, Erica, is to kind of go into the background and to really dive into the person behind the name, right? So behind the name, behind the person behind the microphone, in your case.
Right.
In a brief 2-3 minutes, tell the audience, who is Erica?
Oh my gosh, really? I'm a mom. That's pretty much it. I get to have this really cool job where I talk on the radio for a living, and I get to be with, we were with Jason Aldean the other day, and Chris Jansen, all kinds of huge names in country music, and Steven Tyler even, like all the way around. But to my kids, I'm still embarrassing. I'm just like a mom. And to this day, they'll still say like, why'd that girl want to take a picture with you? Like, you're boring. So really, all I care about is being a mom. All the other stuff is just cool. And obviously a wife. Like, that's what means everything to me. But I've been lucky I grew up in the barrio, and everybody around me was listening to like Snoop, and I was too, but I loved country.
But you're from Arizona, right?
Arizona, correct.
Yeah, okay.
Tucson. So I loved country, and I listened to country so much growing up that I would talk like, I guess, George Strait would. So I'd be like, what y'all doing? And they're like, why are you saying y'all? You're so weird. Yeah. But I always wanted to move to Texas because George Strait said it was great. Yeah. So I was like, I believe you, And I got here as fast as I could. And country music is just something that's been in my blood forever. I don't know why I loved it so much, but I always have. Yeah,
so, coming from a little girl out in Arizona, you were born and raised there, right?
Correct.
Tell me about your early childhood.
It was horrible. No, my mom is amazing. My dad's amazing, but we didn't have a lot of money, so we struggled a lot. And I really didn't know that we were poor because, everybody else was kind of the same that we were where, I was growing up until I went to middle school where you start blending some schools together. And I remember this guy named Ricky Lopez, who I still can't stand to this day, was like, ew, you're wearing Pro Wings. Remember Pro Wings?
Yes.
He's like, you're wearing Pro Wings. You're poor. I was like, what? I loved my shoes, okay? Right. They were like the high tops with the little like Velcro on top, like the Reeboks, but Pro Wings. Yeah. And it wasn't until that moment, Payless. It wasn't until that moment that I had no clue I was poor. Yeah. Just because we always had food. My mom always had food for us. Even if she didn't eat, she made sure that we had food. So I just didn't know that there was anything else out there. Right.
And so you in Arizona, tell me about your time in Arizona. Did you start in radio then, or did you start in media then in Arizona, or did you start that when you moved to Texas? Well,
so you might be able to tell every now and then, but I stutter. So I have a stutter, but I have a lot of control over it, thankfully. It was really bad when I was little. I didn't talk for a long time just because I didn't want people to make fun of me. So it still comes out when I'm really tired or I'm talking a lot, which is why I talk so fast. But there's no way I thought I was going to be in radio. So I actually produced very shortly in Arizona a radio show, and I helped him out, whatever. But then I realized very quickly that women didn't make money in radio. Like, compared to the men, it was nothing. And I was like, that's not what I want. Like, I want my kids to never have to be hungry like I was. Like, never have to, be like, I'm wearing Pro Wings or whatever. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do radio.
And then you established yourself in radio and the career path that you did. I guess that was your first stint in radio. Then tell me, how did you end up coming to Texas?
So my ex-husband actually was the first morning show at Mega 101.
Okay.
And so they asked, him and his partner, do you want to come over to Houston? And as soon as I heard Texas, I said, you're taking that.
You're like, hell yeah, I'm going.
We are going.
Yeah,
He's like, well, I don't know. No. You don't understand. I have been trying to get over to Texas my whole life.
Yeah.
This is my way in. So we ended up coming for that.
Yeah, and that's where we met.
Yeah, we met at Mega 101.
I guess I didn't realize at that time that you were just fresh into the market and you were new to Houston. Yeah,
so after I stopped in radio in Arizona, I opened up my own marketing agency, and I specialize in Hispanic marketing.
Right.
And then when we moved here, I was like, I got to start all over again. I have all these clients. I don't know the market. I don't know what's going on. First of all, I had never seen so many car dealerships in my life, or furniture places. Arizona, there was one furniture place, and we had maybe 5 car dealerships in Tucson, where I was from. So I was like, what is going on here? Why are they buying so many cars?
We need a lot of trucks.
Well, you need a lot because all the traffic, like you can't have like a dumpy car on the freeway because, it's not safe for you or your family. So that was one thing, is like, I need to learn the market. And so I ended up doing sales, radio sales.
Yeah, those were fun times.
It was not fun. No. It was not fun. We were so poor. Oh my gosh. We were so poor.
Yeah. So, I mean, those times were looking back, because there was moments that created us and made us, right?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
There was a lot of stories of Cynthia's not here, but we call her. I call her Babs, but because she runs her mouth a bit. But
Cynthia's not here because she would take over the whole thing, and she's the greatest person. You need to have her on.
She'll be the only one. She could have a show to herself.
She really could. You need like 3 shows to get Cynthia under control. Yeah.
She's not here to defend herself on that. But no, we had in Arizona, you already had at that time like 2 kids.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
So you had 2.
Danielle and Ricky. Mm-hmm.
So you're already a mom, established already in your career, moved to Texas. That was a tough move, I'm sure.
I had Danielle when I was 17. Okay. So it was like, people were like, what did you do before kids? I don't know. I was in high school.
Right.
Slept?
Yeah, so
I don't know.
Kids, and then you started your career.
Yes. Right, I had to.
And of course, you're talking about how women don't make money in radio.
Not on the air.
So you have to go into the decision of starting an agency. Mm-hmm. That agency was in Arizona, right?
Correct.
Then from that agency, you have to say, all right, we're leaving, packing up, and we're moving to Texas. You're now in Texas. Me and you are working together at Mega 101 and doing sales. And I remember in those days, like, we were chasing after not just dealerships, but we were chasing after nightclubs. So we have some nightclub stories, I'm sure, that we went through. And by the way, if you're not familiar with Mega 101, in those days, it was one of the first reggaeton.
It was the first.
First reggaeton, a Spanglish station.
So we were basically selling a format that nobody understood. Yeah. Nobody understood. Nobody knew it. They were like, wait, so you're English? Well, kind of. You're Spanish? Kind of. Right. Like, we were both, because they spoke Spanglish on the air. Mm-hmm. And it was just, we had everything piled up against us. And
I mean, okay, I'm going to say this, but we had the wrong, like, I love the people at Clear Channel, right? But I mean, we just had the wrong people putting that station together. The idea was there. Right, I like the idea, the concept, reggaeton, but not when you're having some guy who has no idea what Spanish music is running the station and programming it. But at the end of the day, it ended up working, because now you see all these stations across the country.
Mega's thriving now, yeah.
It's thriving now, but that kind of spearheaded and pioneered that path for that format on Mega. But it was interesting times, like you said. We had to sell a format that nobody's ever heard about. What is reggaeton? And not only that, why am I listening to it, and why are you guys talking English? And Spanish, both at the same time. And everybody was so confused by the whole concept, which is another reason why we were so poor. Like, y'all don't understand the struggle that Hector, Cynthia, and I went through. Yeah, I remember one time I was at a nightclub And the owner, you'll probably know who this person is. But
I already know who you're going to talk about. That was your friend.
This guy ends up putting me, and talking about Beyond the Hustle, this stuff is what we created us, right? So this is stuff that's created Erica, it created me. We wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for that. But there was this nightclub owner, Southwest Houston. First time I met the guy, I think it was your account before it came to mine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the account got handed to me. Now this guy, in those days, that was a lot of money for me. It was I made commission, I think in those days, like 11 to 13% on business, and it was a $10,000 to $15,000 a week account, right? And so this guy shows up. I go to this nightclub, and in the middle of the nightclub, he ends up he has a dining room, like a table in the middle of the club. It's empty. He has guys standing all around. Like, what the hell did I just walk into? Cartel? It could have been something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. But the guy puts a gun up on the table, and he tells me in Spanish, "Don't you ever F with me." That's the first time.
I remember you came back and you're like, "What did you give me? What account did you give me?" I was like, "Oh, I could not wait for you to come back."
Yeah, and now. After that, me and the client actually had a pretty decent relationship.
Yeah, you guys had a great relationship after that.
Until he gave me counterfeit money.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I forgot about the counterfeit money.
$12,000 of counterfeit money, which I had to get investigated by the Secret Service.
Yes, you did.
Because he would always give it to me in cash. Not to mention the times where I've been followed from his nightclub to the office and thinking I'm about to get robbed or killed. Carrying thousands of dollars of cash in a brown paper sack.
So the brown paper sack was pretty popular because I don't know how I ended up getting the strip clubs. But I was given the strip clubs, and so it literally was me going down there every Friday.
Yeah.
Every Friday to pick it up because they wouldn't put their commercials on for the weekend unless they had it Thursday or Friday. And it was a big brown paper sack full of cash, and me thinking every time, this is how I die.
Yeah.
This is how I die.
This is it. And you're in Houston, you're in Texas.
But we needed money, so I was like, I will show up every Thursday or Friday.
If not, you were borrowing $5 from me at the office for lunch.
Remember that? The $5 anybody got $5 just for a Chick-fil-A kids meal?
That's how broke we were. I mean, we were at a place that we just could not afford $5, and I was hoping that, hey, if Erica or Cynthia, if they had $5 on them, they'll help me get some lunch that day. And if I just wasn't going to eat. My
favorite story ever was Cynthia was like, you know what, girl, I got you today. I know you're going through a hard time right now. I'm going to pay for lunch. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, I got you. And I was like, all right, cool. I was so excited. The guy comes over with the check. She gives him, her credit card. He walks away. He comes back. Ma'am, it was declined. And she goes, girl, I don't got you. You're going to have to get me. Wow, I was so excited. Finally, somebody bought me lunch.
Those were, again, times that created us in that moment. You went through your tough times there. I went through my tough times. But
my car was repoed there, right?
Now that you said that, I remember that.
I was sitting at my desk, and they're like, an officer's here to see you. Y'all so poor my car got repoed at my work. That was awful. And
we have this thing, and we can edit this part out if you want. But this thing we call the LULAC group, right?
Yeah.
Because I'll say this, and I have no problem saying it, is that I just had this conversation with another entrepreneur, another person that's a woman leader in the community. And she's Hispanic, Latina. And I was telling her that Hispanics seem to have to work. And I'm not one to pull out the race card.
Right.
But we've been in situations, me and you have been in situations where we worked in organizations where we were too good at what we did. Yep. Why give them the easy? Don't give them the easy account.
Oh, we never got the easy accounts.
Yeah. We weren't order takers. No, we were the three Hispanics that just, like I said, we were going to strip clubs every Thursday to try to get that money because we were hustling and grinding. We weren't given the big accounts like everybody else. I was a young father of two at the time, and I had to be at this nightclub Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And by the way, you can say LULAC because we were actually called that. I don't remember how we got the name LULAC, but all three of us were walking to the lunchroom, the break room, and someone goes, "It looks like LULAC is here." Oh, that was our boss. Yeah. Yeah. He literally called us LULAC. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's a great organization. Cool.
Yeah, that's great. But you know,
but things you shouldn't
that's
say.
That's how we
right?
came up with the title of our crew was the LULAC crew.
There wasn't a lot of Hispanics working at that time.
Yeah, and you had a group of gringos who did not know anything about Spanish, but were selling a Spanish station.
Yeah.
And those gringos made a whole lot more money and got the bigger accounts that didn't really require a lot of work. But
sure did.
We were out chasing flea markets and chasing people who were selling.
But you know what? Like all of us are such hustlers now. I don't know if we would be as strong. Like when people are, I don't care if you say no to me. Like I'm going to keep grinding because, again, we went into these places where we make $10 off of that sale, but we were going to do it because $10 here, $10 there. We got lunch for 4 days. Yeah. So, you know, I feel like that's all part of our story and part of our grind and part of the reason that, I guess, put a chip on our shoulder. You know, like without that chip, would we be where we're at now? Maybe not.
No, like you said, it created us. It made us. It's the, you know, I think those moments, Erica, I always have that in the back of my head. You know, it's still what pushes me to today, to where we are today in business and where I'm sure where you are, is that I don't ever want to go back to that place ever again.
Never.
Because those moments were humiliating.
Yeah.
They didn't have $5 for Chick-fil-A. Or the moment where you talked about getting repoed, the car repoed in front of, and not only that, the parking lot.
We were in a meeting when they came. We were in a meeting. It was so embarrassing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, you know, but those are moments you look back and say, I never want to be in that place ever again.
Ever again.
Yeah.
Which is why we struggle. Like, we keep on that grind.
Yeah, and sometimes we don't, like, I think I look back at and sometimes I make knee-jerk reactions based off the pain of the lack of what I used to go through, when I should have thought things through thoroughly. So it's almost like
we really should have went to therapy, but instead we just worked really hard.
Work was therapy.
It really was, yeah. Yes.
So from Mega, that lasted for a while, and then the formats changed. I know that, and then you left to start an agency, right? An
agency, correct. Okay. So then I started the agency again. I kind of knew the market. I knew where I wanted to go with it. We did a lot of, I always did a lot of Hispanic marketing. So I did do that, but then I opened up into general market as well.
And now here you are again, starting another agency here in town. And you're out there on the grind, getting your own account list. I mean, I've heard a lot about the agency at the time. And I mean, you were just on a roll.
I was on a roll. Yeah, I was working.
You're blowing up, getting accounts left and right. And then all of a sudden, from my perspective, I find out you're at 93Q Country.
This is so weird,
right? So how'd that happen?
Well, so I was in the agency, and my son Ricky, who's now 25, he was 8 or so back then. He started acting. I don't know if you remember that. He was doing a lot. He was on TV shows and movies and doing a lot here in Houston and in LA. And so his agent said, hey, there's a reality show. They are looking for a family to travel on Route 66 in an RV, and I think you guys would be so great.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, well, we'll try out for it. Like, you know, whatever, what's it going to hurt? So we tried out, and we actually got it. So we were one of the 8 families that were on that reality show. So on the reality show, after it starts to air, they start sending out all these press stuff, and the morning show for 93Q responded back to them and said, can we have one of the members on the morning show with us? So they're like, Eric, I think you'd be great for this. You love country. This is a great fit. So I went on the morning show with them, and then next thing I know, the program director is like, who was that? I need to talk to her. So we end up having lunch together, and he's like, you need to be on the radio. And everybody says, like, how did you get on the radio? Like, I say really dumb things at the right time. You know, like, I know when that little, like, one-liner should be put in there. It's a gift, I guess. And so I was like, no, I don't want to do radio. Like, women don't make any money doing that. At the time, I was working 24/7. Sure. I mean, I had events. I had so many clients. I was doing production and editing and my own bookkeeping. And so I wasn't being the mom that I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. So his big selling point to me was, if you do the morning show, you work 5 to 10. I'll make sure you're done at 10 and you're on your way home. That was huge to me at that time, because I have older kids now. My kids are 30, 25, from 30 all the way down to 6. Y'all, nothing is more important than that time with your kids. As you know, when they get up and they start leaving your house, you're like, I would do anything to get that time back.
Right.
Anything in the world.
And you start thinking about moments of, like, did I do right as a parent?
Yeah. And I'm proud of, like, the career that I built, absolutely. And I know a lot of women get on me for saying this, but if I could go back, I'd spend more time with them. I would.
Yeah. And that would you say that, looking back at all those moments, you would do less work and more time with the children?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a mom, how did you, and now you're going from entrepreneur, mom, and now going to starting a morning show where now your life is a lot more public.
That was a learning.
Yeah.
One thing I learned, I guess, pretty quickly is that you shouldn't say everything on the air.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons why I connect with my audience, with our listeners, is that I'm very honest. Mm-hmm. I'm open. I'm not fake. Yeah. What you get is what you see. Yep. And I'm a hot mess, just like everybody else is.
I won't agree with you're a hot mess, but.
You know I'm a hot mess, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. You know, it's who I am. And I made a lot of really dumb decisions in my life. But you know what? It's all led to such a beautiful place. So I could sit here and be like, oh, I shouldn't have done this or I shouldn't have done that. But I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So maybe those are just lessons I had to learn. Yeah.
I mean, okay, you started now your morning show. I'm hearing on the radio. Tell me about your first. Now, this is not like morning show in Arizona. This is morning show.
This is top 10 in the country.
Yes, and one of the top country stations in the
number one country station in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're now jumping from entrepreneur, mom, morning show. What was your first couple of episodes like?
I was so nervous, especially because of my stutter. I really had to watch it. But also, you know me off the air, I say a lot of bad words, like a lot of bad words. And so to first of all, be cognizant of my stutter and then my bad words. I felt like I was talking really slow the first couple of days because I was like, don't say that, don't say that, don't say this. Especially if I get mad, you're going to get it. I'm good now, but when I first started, I couldn't even say anything when I was mad because I was like, I'm going to get fired. Yeah. I'm going to get an FCC violation.
So, I mean, how do you listen to yourself?
I hate it.
I hate myself listening to it.
Everybody does.
I don't like doing that.
Everybody does. We have to do air check sessions with our coaches. And when we all have to hear ourselves back, this is literally all of us. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, so that's a common thing, I guess.
It is. Right? But I don't think anybody likes the sound of their voice.
At what point did you know at 93Q, I mean, okay, we made it. Like, or have you felt that yet? I mean, now 15 years there, right? 15 years?
15 years, yeah.
15 years at 93Q. You built, or along with your help and, of course, the team there, you guys built one of the top morning shows in the city.
I'm very proud of 93Q, yeah, for sure.
But what was the turning point where you said, okay, this is my career. This is it. I did something. We did something. What was that turning point? I
mean, I still don't feel, it all kind of feels like it's not real.
Right.
A lot of it does. But I'm very hard on myself. And so I always want to do better. I read self-help books all the time just because I just want to always, keep moving in a forward direction. I don't think I'll ever feel like I made it.
Right.
And I know people tell me, like, they will tell me all the time, like, well, everybody knows who you are and you're this and you're that. And I just got the top 30 most influential women of Houston, which we're celebrating.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I just don't, who are you guys talking about? It's not me. It's just not in my head. I can't picture it.
Yeah. Tell me about a pretty moment, or not a pretty moment, sorry, a pretty moment that you probably maybe embarrassed about that happened on the air that probably wasn't intended to be on the air.
Okay, so on the air, it was 100% Garth Brooks.
Okay.
And I will never live this down for as long as I live. It was my very first celebrity interview on the air, Garth Brooks. I love cooking. I cook every single day. So about 5 to 6 days a week, I cook dinner. Even though I have all this stuff going on, I love cooking. It's like my stress relief, right? So I watched Trisha Yearwood's show, and she has Garth Brooks on it. And he's making these amazing, like, peanut butter Rice Krispie, like, balls with, like, chocolate on top. And I was like, that sounds great. I have everything I need for that right now. So I made them. My family loves them. Mm-hmm. They're super great. So we're interviewing Garth Brooks, and I'm not one that, like, some people, whenever they interview, they, like, look at all your Wikipedia, and then they're like, oh, well, back in, junior high, I don't do that. I do, like, more real life questions, like, So I am so nervous. I tell him what I meant to say. Let me tell you what I meant to say first. Uh-huh. I meant to say, I love your peanut butter ball recipe. It's great. Do you know what comes out of my mouth?
I can't imagine.
Garth, I love your balls. sorry, everybody, if you have kids around. But that is literally what I said. And he goes, what? And my two co-hosts go, Erica. I go, what? And then I realized what I said. I was like, oh, you're peanut butter balls. You're peanut butter balls. Oh my gosh. I'm a Mexican. It's hard for me to get red, you know, and I got so red. I wanted to like go under the counter and just die. And he played it off, and he was like, wow, we got pretty close pretty fast there, you know.
Jumped right into it.
My first radio interview. Do you know that they talked about that for like 10 years after that? They would still talk about it. They were still here, but I don't have the same morning show partners anymore.
Got to find the air check for that.
I hope it's dead. I hope it's dead.
You know, 15 years, what would be your proudest moment there at 93Q?
For work-wise, the first thing that pops in my head is my son Ricky is in the Air Force, and he just received a medal for his amazing work that he did when he was in South Korea. And so, honestly, all my like best moments are what they did. Everything that they do makes me proud because I raised them. Like, I made them. So when he gets it, I'm like, you see that? I managed that kid.
Yeah.
And he's great. But I think as far as 93Q, the most influential woman, obviously, is one of the most influential women. That's amazing. But we've won so many awards with 93Q, like ACM, CMAs, Marconi. When we were at the Marconi, we grew up listening to like Marconi, like the creator of radio. Yeah. For our station to win that was like, we are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want listeners to perceive or know about you?
Obviously, number one thing is being a mom and a wife, but I do a lot for first responders and military. That's very important to me, and I donate so many hours a year to helping them, especially mainly because I could never do what they do. Like, you run into a burning building on purpose, that's something in you that I will never have because I'm going the other way.
Yeah.
Police officers, you're going into a building where someone's shooting. I have mad respect for that. And so I know that they don't get paid what they should get paid. And so I've always had, even before, I'm married to a state trooper now. Yeah, he's a captain of fire department as well, and one of them. And so even before him.
He just recently got into a wreck. Or just, right?
He got hit.
From somebody tell me about that story. What happened?
She was no driver's license, no insurance, and one of the witnesses says she was texting, or she was literally with her phone up like that, and she said, "I didn't even see you," when she hit him. And like, so many police officers get hit on the side of the road. It's crazy because people are texting. They don't even see it. They don't even see them with the lights and everything. And we've had so many people here in Houston pass from that.
Yeah, and so you are married to a first responder. You're married to a law enforcement.
And he's an Army vet as well.
Army vet too as well. So you're juggling your career, motherhood, and also you're a grandparent.
Yeah, I have 6. So we have 10 kids all together. It's mine, his, ours. I have other kids that I didn't get to give birth to, but I raised. And so we have 10 kids and 6 grandsons.
Yep. And between all that,
and 40 chickens, 2 goats,
right. You guys
2 dogs.
Out in Rosenberg, Richmond?
It's far west.
West, somewhere out there. But, you guys are out there, but that's quite a drive from the city. What time you got to get to the studio?
By 5, but it's between 5 and 6. It's a 1-hour drive with no traffic.
Okay, wow.
Every day.
Ooh.
I listen to audiobooks a lot. I could be a doctor. If I could do all of that via audiobooks, I could be a doctor.
Yeah, well, you've done a phenomenal job there at 93Q Country. Looking back on the career path, more on the career, we can talk more about family a little bit, but what would you do differently looking back on your career?
Keep my mouth shut about personal stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, people feel because they hear you, they kind of know you, which I love because I want to be part of your family. I want to be part of, your story and your drive-in. But they also feel like they have a right to speak on your life.
Yeah.
And they don't know. They don't know what happened. They don't know where you came from.
They don't really know you.
They don't know me, no. Yeah. They know a part of me from the air, from being on air, but I had people, like when I was going through a divorce, message my kids saying, divorce is an abomination. Your mom is going to, yeah. So when they start involving the kids, it just got to a level where I was like, Whoa.
Yeah, because we manage Grizzlies Hood News.
Yes, I love her, by the way.
Yeah,
huge fan.
We got to get you guys together. One thing that opened my eyes is about publicity and putting yourself out there, and everything that you do is on a magnifying glass.
It is.
And people believe that,
and they will turn everything around too.
And where we had in our days when we worked together, we had MySpace, and that was it. But now we have the evolution of
where your biggest problem was who's going to be on my top 4 or my top 8,
and who's the music selection you're going to put on your profile page. But now everybody just seems to feel like they have the obligation to have a voice about your life, opinions about everything. I've seen things where it's incredible that people that even twist things that's not factual and say, oh, your daughter was doing this, and I'm seeing this from Grizzly's side. I'm sure you're seeing that too as well, where, like you said, going through your situation in a divorce and having to now your kids are out in the public spotlight or now being reached out to and messaged. Yeah.
So like one thing, a lot of people, especially with TikTok now, you can get TikTok famous and people know who you are. And everybody's like, I want to be famous and I want, people to know me. No, you don't. Yeah. You really don't. And you see so many of these. I mean, they're mentally not okay because they're not ready to handle what's going to come at them. Like, yeah, you start getting more popular. People start, engaging. You're like, oh my God, so great. And it's always positive at first. And then all of a sudden, people are like, oh, everybody likes you. Now I'm going to tear you down. That's just the way our society is. And for me to watch other people, like, I want to reach out to them and be like, it's okay. Yeah. Don't listen. If you were nothing, that they wouldn't even be here. So if you're getting a ton of hate, if you're getting people to, I get called ugly all the time. Like, oh, you're ugly. Why do people think you're hot? And you're this and you're that. And if I gain 5 pounds, it's like, oh, are you pregnant? Yeah. It's horrible. But I have thick skin and I don't care.
Sure.
Really
you're a fighter.
I don't care. Like, I'll fight you. Come tell me. Come tell me in my face.
Yeah, I know we didn't go too much into this, but you came from like you said, from the barrio, from Arizona. You grew up poor. I remember you back in the days when we worked at Mega, you were feisty. Like, you're a fighter. You would bump heads with our manager at the time. It was always bumping heads.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to what you said about, you said earlier, I would learn to keep my mouth shut many times, right? I think I would do the same thing going back. There's times I should have shut up.
Yeah.
I remember our manager at the time, in fact, one of the most greatest quotes anybody's ever told me was by our ex-manager that we worked for.
Oh, really?
And I remember because me and him bumped heads. We were the LULAC crew, so we always felt like we were the underdogs and we had to fight for everything.
We were, yeah.
And we were. But he pulled me into his office and he said, Hector, not everything is yours to fight.
Yeah.
Choose your battles wisely, is what he told us. What he told me, and that stuck with me. Choose your battles wisely, and I changed. Even now in my business and leading people, a team, my family, I always tell them that choose your battles wisely. Not every battle is yours to fight.
I think we're also very passionate, and I know that people, it's like one of those things like, oh, Latinos are so passionate. Well, we really are passionate, and we want to be the best. So that's where I think where a lot of that came from back then, because we wanted to succeed. We're like, we put so much into this, we want to succeed. Like, stop holding us down.
Right.
Let us continue to grow. And sometimes you do have to fight. Yeah. You do have to open your mouth.
Sure.
But what I do now is I take a step back. I look at it. I'm really good at looking at everybody's point of view. If you don't, obviously you know your point of view. You're always going to know it. But if you try to see somebody else's, it might change how you respond back to them. And if you wait a little while, you will come off a lot better than, you know what? If my neck starts doing this, everybody's in trouble. So I try not to do that anymore. We had an interview yesterday, a few days ago. I won't say what. We had an interview, and I had the team there with us, and she came in, and she was like top notch. She was like, it was a great interview until she said this. She said, if I didn't go through, she said, if I didn't move to this certain city, I wouldn't have been humbled, and I wouldn't be with you guys if it wasn't for that. And I'm like, wait, the Hispanic in me wanted to say. I told my team afterwards, the interview was going great. What did she mean by that? Because I took it like we were like a hit. No, like we were too little for her.
But my team explained, no, Hector, that's not what she meant. She meant that she was humbled in another city, meaning she wouldn't be where she is today if she didn't go through that.
I think you and I were always pretty good at, like, hold on. Let me ask other people, what they thought about this. Now, our friend Cynthia that we talked about.
Makes it worse.
I'm like, girl, do not go into his office and say anything. Let's talk about it first. Let me get this meeting real quick, and then we'll come back to it. Next thing you know, I quit. What happened?
Actually, that is right. We calmed her down. I remember
we did. She was cool, remember?
Yeah, she was great.
And then I went to a meeting. It wasn't even a meeting. I took a phone call. And next thing you know, she comes back to us. I just quit. What happened, man?
Yeah,
we just talked you off the ledge.
But she jumped.
She jumped
anyways. In those times, again, it's really incredible times, and I'm privileged to be able to have those moments with you and Cynthia in those moments.
You poor guy.
It was
things
fun.
That you heard.
It was fun. What would be, now going back to your motherhood and as a grandmother too as well, what would be your hardest day as a mom or a grandparent?
Why are you trying to make me cry?
Well, I want to get people to get to know you, right? And get to know Erica. They hear you on the radio. Mm-hmm. They hear the brand. They feel like they have the opinion on everything.
They do, yeah, for sure.
But they don't really get to, I don't think there's, even in radio, I don't know if you even had the opportunity to even share your stories truthfully.
Right. No, right. And I've learned to kind of keep the personal stuff personal. Also, my kids will be like, please don't share this. Yeah. Please don't tell everybody this. But I'm hard on myself as a businesswoman. I'm really hard on myself as a mom.
Right.
And my son-in-law. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. It's been really hard to watch my daughter go through that. Watch him go through that. He's such a great man. And it's so funny because when they first started getting together, I was so mean to him. Danielle's everything.
Yeah. We
call her princess. She's everything. And I was so hard on him because I was like, she is the greatest woman. And she's proved that.
Your son-in-law is dealing with a very serious situation.
He is. He's fighting cancer. He has tongue cancer. Yeah. And it's very painful. Mm. It's hard for him to talk. He has a feeding tube. He can't eat. Drinking is pretty difficult. He's in pain 24/7. He's always in pain. Chemotherapy is awful. Radiation is awful. So it's been really hard watching them go through. They're so young. Danielle's 30. He's like 34. He's a veteran as well and a firefighter. Right. And like to watch your kids go through that is painful.
And then also your daughter, that she has to be there. And I'm not saying that of course she has to be there, but the fact that she has to fight, and I'm sure as a mom,
it's hard to watch that.
You want to take that pain away.
Oh, absolutely. You know me, like if something's going on with my kids, I will try to fix it any way I can. And my husband makes fun of me all the time. He called, like, I'm not a helicopter mom, I'm a smother. Yeah. Like smother, because I really will take care of, if they have a problem, I let them try to figure it out on their own, obviously, but I do try to fix it. That's just how I've always been. I'm a Mexican mom. I'm a Catholic. Right. We take care of our kids. We make sure that they're well taken care of. So it's something that I cannot help, and it's very painful to watch.
And I will say this is that the fighter in you is what was passed on to Danielle.
Oh yeah, she has it.
She has that strength.
That girl, she could be a doctor as well. She has researched every single thing. She knows what all the medicines mean, what they do, their side effects, everything, that all kinds of, holistic ways and this and that. She's juicing for him every single day. Like $70 a day is what it costs to just get him the fruits and vegetables that he needs. That doesn't even include like the feeding stuff that goes into his tube or any of the medicines that he has. It's so expensive, and she has done such a great job. She has stepped up, and I'm so proud of her.
What does your advice look like to her?
Honestly, I've never been through anything like this, so it's weird because I've been through a lot. So normally when people ask me questions, I have advice for them. I don't know what to say. It's so hard. I don't know. I've never had anybody that close to me have cancer. Right. And so she'll call me just to talk, and I'm always there, obviously. But I don't know how to help her.
If all your kids were here in this room, what would be one thing you would tell them all together about their mom?
They made my whole life. Why are you making me cry? I'm not stable right now. I would tell them that they made my whole life. Like, they are everything to me. Honestly, my best memories are with my family, my kids, my husband. They're all so different. Obviously, there's 10 of them. They're all so different, but they all have brought such a huge joy to my life.
You're an incredible mother, by the way.
Thanks.
You inspire me. And
you're great. I love your family.
No, you've inspired me. Your strength, the things that you've gone through, the fight that you've had to put up with from your career to your life. There's some of the things I'm pretty sure we haven't even shared that I know on here, but to see where you fought to where you are today, to be one of the most influential people here in Houston.
Try being a Latina in country music.
Yeah.
It's not been easy.
You do a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
And those kids and those grandkids are extremely blessed to have you as a mom.
I'm the blessed one, but thank you.
And tell me about your husband, Mark.
Oh my God, I love him.
Yeah.
I'm keeping that man. Like, he has no other choice. He is stuck with me. He is such a great man. So Mark is an Army vet. He was in Iraq for about a year, and he's a state trooper. He's also one of the captains of a volunteer fire department, and this man serves.
Yeah.
When I tell you that he gives everything to his community, that's why when a lot of people are trying to do, like hate on police or whatever, I'm like, you have no idea how good some of these men and women are. You have no idea. Yeah, there's bad ones, and that's horrible, and they want to get rid of them as well. Like, they don't want that. But the good ones, the amount that they give, what they do, what they go through, for the pay that they get, they're amazing people. They really are. And this guy can do anything and everything. He's my photographer. He's my videographer. Hey. He supports me. He's so good.
Yeah.
He owns a handyman business, so he can do. Hype man. He's such a hype man.
Yeah.
He thinks like I look beautiful when I am not, and I know I'm not.
I'm sure he's extremely proud of you too, as well.
He is, yeah.
With him in law enforcement too, you got to worry about his, like, you got in a wreck the other day. You're always, I'm sure, worried about his situation.
Yeah, so I don't hear about it till after the event, right? So I think he's fine, yeah. And then all of a sudden I hear, somebody had a gun pointed at him, or he was in a high-speed chase or whatever. And I had 3 rules, for dating. My whole life I had these 3 rules. No military, no firefighter, no police. Because I didn't want to be worried. Like, I knew that's a hard thing, He's all 3. So technically I didn't say I wouldn't do all 3. I just said I won't do individually. And it is stressful being a first responder's wife. It really is. Yeah.
And that's quite the juggle. Do you ever think about a day when your voice won't be on the radio anymore?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What would you what do you want people to remember about you?
Just how much I loved Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much I loved. Honestly, Houston is the greatest city. It is a huge city that thinks like a small town.
Yeah.
So we're all family, even though, there's millions of us. Yeah. We'll take care of each other. The way that Houston takes care of Houston is unlike anything I've ever seen. And even people who come like from Florida to help us during hurricanes and stuff, they're like, man, y'all really didn't even need us. Like, you guys took care of each other. Like, really. That's
one thing I would say, that we're a crazy town. We are a crazy city. We cover the news on the other side of things.
Yeah.
There's so many crazy things that happen. But
Houston being Houston.
Yeah, it's what we do. It's like it's kind of like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But man, when shit starts falling apart, or stuff happens, or there's a storm, and this city rises to the occasion.
We are there.
Hurricane Harvey, 2017, worst disaster, one of the worst disasters in American history. And, we were out doing rescuing people out. And we were even there before the National Guard in many locations. So even before the city showed up, before National Guard was out there, it was just us and like a crew of
the Cajun Navy.
Before even the Cajun Navy showed up, right? And I remember then all of a sudden, after about an hour or two, the military showed up, and I was looking in the air, and the helicopters just plopping people out of rooftops, just left and right, and it was like a scene from a movie.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, and from what I saw people in attics. I saw people with
cutting holes in their attics,
and they were holding babies and crying on countertops, and the water was already up to. They're standing on a countertop, and the water was chest high, and they have
nightmare,
and they're holding them for hours, haven't eaten, and they're shivering. And I swore to myself, I said, we're gonna have at least 1,000 people plus dead in this.
Yeah.
And I mean, not to diminish the death numbers, but it was like a little less than 150, little less than 200 total. But I could say that the reason why it's not higher is because people did not question anything, and they went to the rescue.
That's so true.
And people went out, leaving their families at home, and they got whatever they got. They had a boat. They had a boat. I mean, we had rescuers who died, getting people
trying to help. Yeah,
trying to help. And that's what the city's about. It didn't take. Yeah, it took some people, a year to recoup. Their homes being damaged, and some people were living on bare floor because their homes flooded. But overall, the city kind of just bounced right back 2 months later. And that was a true testament then of what our city is. And, and to be able to live in a city like that, we share that same passion.
Sure.
The same passion of what we're about.
So what can I do?
Right.
How can I help?
How can you help? That voice that you carry, it carries power. Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it carries power.
I don't take that lightly at all either. And I know I kind of get in, not anymore, but whenever I want to do something, I want to do more. I'm always kind of like, hold on, Erica.
Yeah.
Like, let's go out there and help them, because I feel like we are blessed with a voice on the radio. We are blessed with influence for a reason, to help other people, to help people here in Houston. And if we're not doing that, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, is it an ego? Like, are we just on the air to be on the air? No. And the good thing is about Houston radio, almost everybody's like that. A lot of us are like, how can we help?
Yeah.
My whole morning show, we're out there during Barrel, just helping people. During Direct Show, helping people,
right.
helping them clean their yards, giving them power to charge their phones or their tablets for their kids, and air conditioning, fans. Like, I love how Houston steps up.
If to the people of Houston listening, or maybe they're new to the city, what's one piece of advice you would give them?
If you are new to Houston, the advice that I would give you is, if you're looking for good Mexican food, don't believe people when they say, but they have good margaritas. Because that means the food's not good. They just got so drunk it tasted good.
Right.
That's the first thing I learned. Everybody who said, oh yeah, this food's good, they have great margaritas.
Yeah.
It was not good food. I'm sure the margaritas were great, but I'm like, man, you were so drunk you didn't even know it was good or not. That'd be my advice, because that was like the number one thing. And then also, like,
what is your favorite restaurant here?
What
Can
kind?
you say it without being
Mexican?
Yeah, or anything. What's your favorite restaurant?
Oh, Saltgrass.
Saltgrass.
I am Saltgrass girl. I will eat there 24/7. Yeah. Bread, salad, the crispiest salad, and then you get all three. Come on.
That chicken fried steak there.
Come on. For the amount of money that they charge, I'll take that all day.
When all the noise fades, the radio, the fame, the hustle, and it's just you and your family at the table, what do you hope they see when they look at you?
Just mom. I love that they just still to this day think I'm mom. Like my son Timmy said the other day, why do people why do some people think you're popular? You're not. Like, you're just mom.
Yeah.
And here's the best thing ever. Let me tell you this story really quick. We're in Disney World in Florida. And we're walking up the steps to the Mexico area, and he's like, Mom's not popular. And Dallas goes, yeah, she is. Like, a lot of people know who she is. And so I'm listening to them go back and forth. I think it's funny. So we're sitting there, we're watching the mariachi play.
Yeah.
I was a mariachi. I played the violin for a long time. And so I'm standing there, and Mariachi Cobre, who's like the house band, one of the guys playing the guitar, he looks over at me because I'm filming them, and he looks to the side, and he goes, Erica? And my son Timmy saw, he's the one who said I wasn't popular. And he goes, what is going on? How does he know who you are? Well, when I was in high school, he was one of the people who would train us and stuff. And I don't know how he still knew who I was, because I don't look the same, I don't think, as I did in high school. But yeah, he knew who I was. And so I was like, oh, take that, kid. Now what?
I'm sure you see that at the airports too. I mean, people are stopping you all the time. And
you know what's funny? They recognize my husband before they recognize me. So I put him on social media.
Nice.
Maybe because he has that trooper face. Like he always looks like he's mad, you know, but they always recognize him first.
He definitely comes across as the protector. Like
he is, but he's super nice.
He is your security guard.
Yeah.
He is your, he's
always watching.
Yeah, and that's good. Like I remember we ran into each other at the rodeo this last year, and of course, I mean you had him right there next to you, but nobody's gonna mess with Erica.
No,
with Mark right there.
And let me tell you, they have messed with me at cook-off before, so I'm so glad. I got picked up and taken off down the way in the crowd. It was scary. Yeah. So, I mean, it's bound to happen. Yeah. So people ask me, like, we wanted to say hi to you, but your husband looked mean. And I'm like, no, he's actually really nice. And he's like, I wasn't looking mean at all. It's just my face. He was born like that, y'all. So if you see us out, please say hi.
Yeah. He's an incredible dude. The kids watching, or, if the kids ask you or grandkids, Grandma, what is your purpose? What would you tell them?
Just to take care of them. Yeah. That's really all I care about. And again, I've met George Strait. I've been with all these amazing people, and not to discount my job. I love my job. I think that what we do for the city is so great. We have a great time. All I care about is those kids and my husband.
If you could sit down with Erica from 20 years ago working at Mega 101.
Ghetto. I was still so ghetto.
She's there working at the strip club, right?
I'm not working at the strip club. I have never done that.
No, but you're doing sales.
I have never done that.
You're doing sales. That's your client.
I don't like being touched.
Let me clarify. She was not an employee of...
Wow, Hector.
She was. She worked at Mega 101.
Call me a stripper.
She was working at Mega 101, and you had to work at a strip. Well, you had to.
No, I did not.
You had to go serve at the strip club.
Okay, I was a salesperson, and my client was a strip club.
Okay. In that fashion.
Right.
Now, 20 plus years later, looking back, what would you tell that Erica?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell her anything. No.
Nothing.
Nope. It's all part of the story. It's all part of where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like if obviously I could be in a, you know what? That's not true. I would say don't get married. Don't get married yet. Uh-huh. Good Lord. If I could have just followed that right there, I would have been. But then I wouldn't have the kids that I have. I wouldn't have, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So, okay, I'm going to go back to nothing.
Yeah, I would say, I think just off that, everything that comes at you is for purpose.
It really is. And it's crazy because you don't see it and people will judge you left and right. Mm-hmm. Trust me, they will judge you. And it's so sad when you see kids fall into this. My life is horrible. This big event just happened. Everybody, people don't like me. They're making fun of me. And I keep telling my kids, it passes. Everything passes. Even if you have to, and I know that you get stressed out and you get in the moment. What I do when something gets really bad is I just focus on the second by second by second. And finally, you're out of it. And you can look back at it and either laugh or go like, thank God.
Yeah.
I'm out of that. Because I've been through some horrible things and horrible times. And even if you just have to, you know what? This second is all I'm going to focus on. If you stress about the future, how are you going to change it? You can't change it right now. You can't change the past. Just focus on what's happening right now, right in front of you.
Yep. Right.
And that'll get you through it.
One more question and we'll be done. If, for the last 15 years, you have been an incredible voice for the city. If this was your last recording, your last broadcast, what would be your final words on the air?
I freaking love you.
Yeah.
Like, I love our listeners. We have the greatest listeners in the whole entire world. We really do. They're my family. They have been for so long. They know my kids. They know me. I know them. I will see them out on the street and they'll come give me a hug like we're best friends. And I love that. They're like, I'm sorry, you don't know me. I love that you feel that we are best friends because I feel that way about you guys too. Yeah. So I would just say, I love you and thank you for all the support because I've had amazing people support me.
And if there's anything that you want to say to listeners or people who are maybe in your shoes, maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, what would you tell them?
people who were in my shoes or are going to be in my shoes.
Or are in your shoes 20 years ago. They're 20 years ago. It's you 20 years ago. They're in your shoes and they're listening and watching you. Maybe they need some piece of advice. What would that advice be?
Keep fighting.
Yeah.
Keep pushing, because your subconscious knows what you deserve. Stop settling. Stop settling. And I know, like, especially for us Hispanics, we're taught cállate, just don't be like that. Especially if you're a girl, be a good girl. Be a good girl. Yeah, I mean, be respectful always. But man, you better fight for yourself, because nobody else is going to do it. No one else is going to fight for you. You want to lose the weight? Go lose the weight. If you want to get paid more, start doing things right now and start setting up a plan. If not, it's going to be 2 years down the line. You'll be like, damn, I should have done something. I should have taken that class. I should have asked for a raise. I should have stepped up more. And just keep fighting.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
I think that this podcast, it revealed the fighter in you. It revealed the emotion of you as a mother, as a grandmother.
Well, they're about to see after if you keep the camera rolling, so I'm going to fight you for making me cry. I don't cry. You know I don't cry. It's horrible.
Yeah. We'll just put a picture over.
There you go.
While you're crying, a picture of you from,
Yeah, smiling.
There you go, while you're crying. Erica, thank you so much for joining me on this program. This show, it's geared toward entrepreneurs or people who are looking to start a business or people who are looking to grow in their career field. You created a brand, and you've done a phenomenal job of balancing that, creating a brand, but also making a name for yourself as a mother, as a wife, as a grandmother. And it is truly an honor to be able to interview you, and you inspire me.
Thanks. No, you do too. Nobody knows how hard you've worked, Hector. And if you are starting a business, if you are an entrepreneur, just hire Hector.
Thank you, Eric.
The passion you have, man, nobody's going to beat your passion.
Hey, the live endorsements hasn't started yet. The package.
Oh, you haven't paid it yet?
I haven't paid it yet.
Never mind. I need the brown paper bag of cash.
Well, thank you guys for watching, listening, or however you're listening, whether you're in the car or whatever. Really appreciate you guys. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, share. And until next time, it is Beyond the Hustle.